like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell. Let's see, who's the morning people in the group? Who's the morning people ready to have some coffee with me? What is happening? Dennis, good morning to you. Will, morning. How you gentlemen doing? Hopefully everybody's okay. Let's see. David, what's up? Mr. Alan Leslie, the man who lives by the best tacos in the country. And he probably hasn't even had them yet. What a crazy guy. RN, what's happening? Trucker Crespo. Oh, damn, Trucker Crespo, okay. Are you the Crespo that friended me on Facebook? Or I have a friend's request from you? David's heading to the black hole. I'll be heading there next week. I got a 26 appointment there. Oh my goodness gracious, it's Mrs. Swade. How you doing, Swade? Tell Richard I said hi. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, I haven't been friending people because I'm not sure who they are. And I had a problem with, my sister says there's someone on there that's being really nasty, and she can't remember who it is, and I looked, I couldn't find them, so I gotta be careful who I'm friending. It must have been one of them trolls, because it's like a dirty, come to my sexy website type deal, which is pretty Melissa's back there asleep, probably just getting up. I used her coffee cup to go get some coffee. She's gonna be pissed about that, I guarantee it. I mean, I guess not too pissed because she just buy a coffee. God, I gotta take one of these before I forget. Second here, boys and girls. No, that wasn't a little blue pill. That was a big blue pill. I need extra strength. I need the extra strength. Does Prime have midroofs? Well, Will, the lightweights are midroofs. If you're... Oh, wait, you're going to go flatbed. Yeah, some of the flatbeds I see are midroofs. If you're not planning on training or anything. I have seen midroofs on flatbeds. Regular... I've seen some regular mid-roof full-size trucks, I believe they were. I believe they were full-size. But they didn't even have the air dam or anything because the flatbed. I know the tankers, that in tanker, there's definitely mid-roofs because they bought a tanker company and I guess they bought all their trucks, but I believe all those trucks are manual. Right on, Richard. Victorville, you guys are going to Cali, huh? God damn. You guys missed all the winds. There was like heavy, major winds over there. I think they went away on Thursday. Are you waiting on the street for the 90? I don't know what 90 you're talking about, Alan. I'm trying to think, where were we last? We were in Florida. But no, we're not. We're at a pilot in Savannah, and we're waiting on a load at over here at an unnamed place because big deadhead from Florida to this place to pick it up. I'm gonna see my fleet managers on vacation, but I think because of the fact that I rescued a load that the guy wasn't going to be able to make the appointment on, and then ended up not being able to get out of there. I'm sure he's going to help me out on the deadhead miles. I had a load going to Denver, got about 150 miles up the road, and they canceled. This is the third time this company has canceled on me, and this time they're telling me I can't get the cancellation fee, which I'm still going to try once my fleet manager gets back, because they said it didn't go past the drop dead time. I don't care. I still drove, wasted fuel coming over here. But as long as they're going to hook me up on, they got me a second load coming out of the place going up to Illinois. Doesn't pay as well. It's not as many miles, but it's still a drop and hook deliver as soon as possible. And it sucks because I get pretty good meat loads coming out of Denver. I mean, not Denver, but Fort Collins, and hell, even if you deadhead over to Dodge City, which is the load I just dropped over in Florida. That's where it originated from, and it was a good paying load. So, I'm kind of bummed about that, although you can get good loads out of Illinois. I'm trying to keep my finger out of the video here. I have my phone upside down like a dork. I don't want to even try to turn it over because that probably... Yeah, they're freights, man. They're freights. Most trucks at Prime these days seem like they're getting Freightliners in. They were getting a lot of internationals in. And then, some Peterbilts. But I don't know, man. My homie Jeremy, his Peterbilt started acting up. Went and had it fixed at the Peterbilt dealership a week or two later. It acted up pretty much in the same def problem. And he got there, and it took him 2 days to even look at the truck and another 2 days to fix it. He did get breakdown pay, but I don't know. Trusty old trusty old Freightliner here. Yeah, she's got ailments. She can't be repaired. She's always got something wrong with her, but she never had to leave me sitting at the... I drive her broken. She just says, yeah, let's rock it on. Don't know if it's a DOT violation, but DOT don't seem to mesh with us. Although I'm going into the terminal. Oh, you know what? I should call them back and let them know about that. I'm going in the terminal to get a DOT. Now you're probably saying, David, why are you going to the terminal for a DOT? You can just go to TA. Well, I got a chip on my windshield I just got the other day that might be DOT illegal. So I'm assuming getting the windshield replaced at the terminal is probably the cheapest. And I've got an air leak, so it's not going to pass a DOT. No, I don't have an air leak. I might have an air leak. Maybe. And so I want the shop to do it. I don't want TA sitting there messing me around, and $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 later, I'm still just sitting there going, TA, why do you always do this to me? And then I forgot, I'm going to call them and add this to it, but I have that bad coolant sensor that needs to be taken care of. Yeah, guys, shout out to my bud Lucas and Angela. I usually say boy toy, but I guess that would be his girl toy. See, that don't see, when a woman and I call their boyfriend or husband a boy toy, it sounds normal, but a man and I call their girlfriend a girl toy, sounds just dirty. But whatever. I mean, I don't mean it dirty. I just mean it as, like I do with the boy toy, just kind of funny. They both tested positive for herpes. COVID. COVID-19, not herpes. That was just Lucas. I mean, was it Angela or was it Lucas? One of them. No. Both of them got COVID. And they're at home trying to get better. Good news is Lucas's symptoms are pretty much nothing. Angela feels like she's got the flu. I don't know if they both can taste or smell, but, I wouldn't want to smell Lucas anyways. I mean, yeah, whatever. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing? If I missed anybody on the What's Up and Hayes, apologize. Oh, and yeah, coolant sensor. How you doing, Mr. COVID? We're gonna call you Mr. COVID from now on. Hey, Kiana, how you doing? As far as taxes, do you file quarterly? How do you separate taxes from fuel? Okay, Will, you're going lease. Apparently, is what you're talking about. All right. Very simple. If you use the in-house guys, which is they're not affiliated with Prime doesn't own them. They just have an office in there because Prime uses them. They're called Abacus. You're gonna get a lot of guys going, oh, Abacus, they're horrible. Oh. I have no problem with Abacus. They seem to do my taxes good. Everything they've done seems legit. Now, anything that's on your statement that comes out off your Comdata card, if you use them, they automatically take it out and sort it the way it needs to be. You need to do nothing. Then, anything that comes out of pocket, your phone bill, entertainment, stuff like such and such, you do monthly. Can you guys see that? It's an expense sheet. And you fill out, it's got all the categories, laundry. All you do is you save your receipts, so you write it down there. Now laundry, you're not gonna have receipts on because washers and dryers don't give out receipts. So you just put down what you spent, which a matter of fact, if I had a pen, I did laundry last night, I'd put it down. And you just snap with your phone app, click, click, email it there. And now they got your monthly expense and they tabulate that. You pay quarterly your taxes. Each week I take out 25% out of my check. I put it in a savings account that I have just for taxes. I generally, because I don't do it properly, technically when you take your 25% out, you should take it out of your net after this, after that, blah, blah, blah. I just take it out of my net to the truck. I don't figure this, and this. So I always have more. For instance, let's say my quarterly taxes were $5,000. I'll have like $9,000 saved. And then I'll just put that and I'll roll it over and I'll keep rolling over my savings there until the 15th when they or whenever it is, they do and make sure you paid enough, whether you got to pay a little more or get a little back, at the end of your year when you file your yearly tax. Once that's done, I'll take whatever's in there, I'll leave $1,000 or $2,000 and I'll put the rest in my savings. But they make it real easy, and that's kind of why I went leases. I don't really want to run a business because I ran one for so many years. I want to be lazy man David. And when I was looking into it, it's like, gosh, man, I'll just do everything. They do my LLC. So, they do everything for me. I don't do nothing other than fill out that sheet, keep the receipts, and, rock on. One of the reasons why I know they're pretty good, unlike these guys who say they're horrible. Now, guys, remember that the guys that say they're horrible are going to be the guys that do one or two things. One, or probably both, they don't do that monthly expense report. So what can Abacus do? They can't write any of that stuff off. Two, they won't send in their quarterly taxes. Oh, I'll pay it at the end of the year. End of the year comes, they'll, $8 million in taxes and they only save $20. Now Abacus is the horrible. Most guys think a tax company should dwindle your taxes down to nothing. And when you're making money, good money, they can't make all that money go away. I don't care how much they can if they cheat really bad. Abacus ain't going to cheat to the point to where you're going to go to jail. Well, I'm not saying they cheat at all. I'm just saying that I know a lot of tax guys. I've had some tax guys that, hey man, you want to use us? We'll write off about $6,000 a year in laundry, and man, what are you getting your laundry tailored every week or what? So you're not going to get any kind of that. But Why I know they're good is they stay on top of things. I'll get a random phone call from them and say, hey, David, we didn't get a cell phone bill for this month. What's up, man? Or didn't you have any lumper fees for, this month? So they stay on top of things. If they see you don't have what they think that should normally be come in, they'll let you know and ask you about it. Now you're probably going to say, hey, wait a minute, do we pay lumper fees? Yes, we pay lumper fees. Now we get reimbursed for them. We don't pay out of pocket, so don't worry, you don't have to carry around money for lumpers. It comes off your comm data card, okay? Why it has to go through, and that's one of the things you'll write on that thing. Why it goes to there, I can't remember exactly why, but there was a legit reason, because anything else with a PO, you don't have to put on there, okay? Anything else that comes off your comm data card, you don't have to put on there. But for some reason, there was a reason lumpers have to do it, and it's the way lumpers get paid. So that's cool. I don't care. I put lumpers on there, and they'll ask you about lumpers too, so they'll keep you up to date on that. And if you keep any kind of record of your loads, you won't have too much of a problem. We keep all our just basic information. I'm trying to find one of Melissa's where the writing doesn't look like a 4-year-old wrote it. You keep basic information on there. Well, this one doesn't have any of it because we didn't have any. All right, like this one, to forget all the chicken scratch, it was a multi-bill load or whatever, but I got right down no fill, no washout, and no lumper. That way when I go and check, because I check each statement, I'll go over and make sure I got paid for my miles and everything, and that they reimburse my fuel, lumpers, or anything I have written down here. A lot of guys don't do that. They just say, I have faith and trust Prime will do everything 100% correctly. Well, yeah, they're going to try, but things happen. Let me get back to your comments here. I kind of got on a tangent. Damn. You're dodging wind and snow. Right on, right on. Yeah, I've been out of the snow and everything. I'm going to have a little bit of snow up in Illinois, maybe. It'll turn into a lot, but nothing to write home about, I don't think. APU is $70 a week. Everything gets paid weekly. So $7, $14, $28, so $280 a month. And my fixed costs, I'm not going to tell you. If you want to know, email me. Because I don't know for 100%, and I don't want to throw out fake news. But the APU is nice. I don't think I could work for someone who didn't have an APU. Alan says, cool. I was referring to 90 in South Florida where they are a pain to check in. Yeah. Okay. Now check this out, Alan. They used to be, you'd have to pull into the street, run over there, and that's the place where that witch came and was yelling at me to move, and I was trying to ask her a question, and she just kept telling me, move, move, move. And then, if you don't move now, I'm going to tear this truck apart. It's like, yeah, tear it apart. I don't care. I'll get $25 for it. That was when I was company. But as long as you come after 7, he said, because I pulled out there and I ran over, and they said, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm checking in. He goes, oh, yeah, you check in right there. He goes, but go ahead and bring your truck in and park it over here. They had an area parked over there. I showed up about an hour and 10 minutes early. I had a 10 o'clock appointment. I showed up at like 8:55, 8:50, and they parked me in their lot. And they were parking everybody in their lot. So the Port Authority, that's what they're called, they must have got on them and said, hey, man, you guys you can't be having trucks parking this turn lane over here. So I asked him, I go, hey, is that new? And he's kind of said, no, not really. So I haven't been there in like a year and a half. He goes, and I told him what happened last time, and he goes, oh, you must have come before 7 a.m., which I can't remember what time we got there. All I know is it was like 4 or 5 trucks. So just an FYI, if you go there, it's not going to be a big pain in the neck to trek in. That's at Cargill down there. Morgan's in Massachusetts. How is the weather in Mass? And how you doing? How you doing? Wombats, you are definitely not first. You're correct. Text me the company names so we'll avoid them. Will do. Will do. Will do. Hey, I had a missed call from you, I think yesterday, Swade. There was no message, so I figured it was probably nothing, but I was in bed, you know, trying to get my 3 hours of sleep a day. If it's ever dire important, just call me right back. I always answer calls that ring in twice. That's my, somebody's in trouble, you know, and I can understand if you're someone, you're like, oh, David knows this. Oh my God, we need to know this before, blah, blah, blah. You know, yeah, just hit me twice. Usually if I'm actually dead asleep, it ain't gonna wake me up anyways. But if, you know, a lot of times I'll just be getting ready for bed or, you know, just burnt out watching some movies or something. Wombat says, hey, David, speaking of ordering trucks, when you buy yours, I suggest selecting the saddle brown interior. It's no cost and looks so much better than the gray color. Saddle brown. Way you can run around naked and go put skid marks all over. Oh. Wait. Dudes, I'm going to give you a public service announcement. It's just happened to me. If you're going to walk around with your pants hanging down below your ass because for some reason you think that's cool, and if any of you guys do that here, why? I would like to know, because that started in prisons to say, hey, go ahead and... But dude's in the bathroom with his pants hanging down, brushing his teeth or whatever, being all cool, life's good, and he's got freaking thick, crunchy skid marks right through his underwear. I mean, it was so bad, I almost tapped on his shoulder. Mister, you need to go change them shorts. But knowing he's a truck driver, he'd probably want to fight. And, you know, I don't need to be losing my job because I had to tell some dude you got shit hanging out your ass. But, oops, I said a bad word. You know what I mean. Yeah, it's pretty gross. As far as maintenance on the truck, is everything have warranty? Most everything have warranty. As far as mechanical breakdowns, oil changes, PMs, all that you pay for. You have an e-fund. You tell them how much money you want to take out of your e-fund each week. Generally, I would recommend at least 5% of gross. That's what I do, and when I was solo, it seemed to work okay. Now that I'm lease and we're running double the miles, it really works okay. Yeah, you pay for your PMs, you pay for your chassis lubes, you pay for any, you know, you'll pay for things that not covered under warranty. Tires, but you have a tire fund. I'm sure you're going to pay for the brakes. Your brakes, you'll probably pay at the end of your lease when they'll probably prorate them. Hey, you use this many brakes, we're going to take that out. You know, but yeah, anything that's not under warranty, you pay for. I keep having to pay for them to tighten a hose clamp when my truck goes into the shop, and that's the only thing they can seem to actually fix is this mysterious loose hose clamp. I think Prime charged me $45 and Freightliner charged me like 70 or something, and it was over a year span. And it's like, what damn hose clamp? And I better see a stain on it where it's been leaking. You know, but you can always, you know, just tell them when you take it in if you got a warranty thing. Like all this stuff that's been getting done in my truck, the sensors, the coolant reservoir, all that's all been under warranty. Everything's other than the loose hose clamps. It's all been under warranty. But maintenance, as you call it, is not. Preventative maintenance, your PMs are not under warranty. Mr. Trucker's Life, the chef says, good morning, still stuck in Georgia. I don't know if you're referring to you or me, but yeah, I'm stuck in Georgia. Kiana says you can test positive for COVID if you test for it to begin with. Yeah, absolutely. That's why they originally said don't test unless you have symptoms. And now they just want everyone to test. Well, they're going to start doing that again because now that the elections are over, this election affection is going to turn into what it is, a flu. And I say this because I know a lot of people who got it and it blew through like Lucas has. It just blows through and, barely any symptoms. And then some like Angela where it's like she's got the flu, but I know it ain't ailing her that much. Is my camera there? Yeah. I have my phone upside down. It's driving me nuts. I know it ain't ailing her that much. But she does have more flu-like symptoms. And unfortunately, and whatnot, it did take a life of someone I know also. But we're talking old and underlying conditions. Now I know you're going to say, well, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen, but that does happen with flus and pneumonias and normal everyday things we have. So you'll be seeing coming up here soon, and condolences go out to you. I don't want to say who it is because I don't know if they want their business out there. But you're going to start seeing, hey, go ahead, let's open up everything. Everything's going to be good. If you get COVID, stay away from the elderly. Try to stay at home, which you should. If you got COVID, stay home. Don't be infecting nobody, as you should with the flu. With the regular flu, you should stay home. And then they're going to put out a thing, the elderly, the sickly, the underlying ailment people, you can have a good chance of dying, just like with the flu. So, that's my take on that. It is serious business, but, and I would definitely not be tested. I'd definitely not be tested unless you have symptoms, because they get too many false positives. Cliff says, oil changes every 75,000 miles. I'm almost at 50, but it looks dark. Do you think I should get it done? Dude, diesel oil, as soon as you pour it in the engine and start that engine, it's black as black. It's just the way a diesel runs. So, you're buying your truck, so hey, man, you might want to do it a little sooner. If I'm just leasing the truck, yeah, I'm going to 75. If I was buying the truck, I would probably still go to 75, just because one, I'd like to hear a Freightliner's take on it. Because Wilson, I believe, their Freightliners run at 50,000 or something. I think Luke was saying, but it could just be they're running a conventional oil, we're running synthetic, so on and so forth. I would talk to Freightliner and see what the deal is, why they think their engines can go so long between oil changes, and if it doesn't sound legit to you, get it changed. Simple as that. Especially your Solo, Cliff. It takes you a minute to get 50,000 miles. Hell, man, I'm getting a PM every damn month, it seems like. 10 minutes in, and David is only 10 minutes behind in the chat. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, buddy? Jeff, that's because I'm explaining some things to people. Yeah, you can stay up to date if you just skip a bunch of things and then just don't talk to people and go, hey, sup. But I'm actually answering questions today. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'll give you the answer best of my knowledge. And I generally won't answer a question I don't know. And if I'm not 100% sure, I'll let you know. I do not. This should be David H. No fake news. I do not like fake news. I do not like lies. I do not like misconceptions. I can understand complete and utter oopses. You misspoke on something. But if you're speaking on something you're not sure of, don't speak on it. Just tell them I'm sorry, I don't know. RN says 50K is way too long to get your oil changed. Okay. What's up, Mr. Latimer? How you doing? How you doing? Kenworth, how you doing? Melissa's in the back snoozing over there. What does the tax place charge? Okay, that's a good question. They take, I wish I could open my phone, I could give you exact. I believe, okay, when you first sign up with them, because it's going to be in the middle of the year, they're going to charge you for that whole year. But they're going to break it up into weekly payments. So at that point, it's going to be a little more money. And you're going to say, hey, why are they charging you for the whole year if they're only, you start in May or June or July? Well, that's because at the end of the year, they're going to do your taxes for the whole year. So they still have to work all that stuff in. But COVID. After you get that year caught up on, I believe it cost me $23 a week. I think it's $23 a week. That includes the fee that Prime charges for sending them the paperwork and everything. So they do your running accounting. At the end of the year, they'll offer you for I think it's $150. They'll offer you, hey, for an extra $150. Do you want us to go ahead and represent you in case there's an audit or something? Blah, 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 blah. I forget, but it totally makes sense, guys. In business, you pay accountants. That's not a lot of money to pay an accountant. And my client's business, we didn't pay them weekly. We paid them, I don't know if she paid them quarterly or whatnot. And it was, and then or yearly. Oh yeah, because my accountant at the appliance business we only dealt with them at the end of the year, and it was a good chunk of change. The other thing, if you want them to do your estimated quarterly taxes, now you can only pay them this for a couple of quarters and figure out how to do it yourself. But it's like, no, man, it's a no-brainer. It's $50 a quarter. They'll do all your estimated and say, all right. They'll give you like a month warning or a 2-week warning. Your quarterly is going to be coming up. We'll send you an email. We'll send you a Qualcomm message. We'll let you know how much it is. And then a couple weeks, month later, whatever it is, it pops up. You pay it and you're good. Now, this is going to be my first year in the state of Texas entirely. Last year, I was half and half. And we didn't know it. Or I didn't tell them I moved until the end of the year. They're like, hey, you moved. What did it? Well, Texas doesn't have state taxes. So I got like $6,000 back at the end of the year, which was nice. But so we'll see at the end of this year how much I have to pay or get back, or if it's right on. A good accountant should keep you pretty much there, maybe get a few bucks back. Not have to pay. I know every year I used to have to pay a little at the end of the year because you start making more money all the time. So, but it's well worth the money. It comes out weekly, and yeah, their fee is like little, and then but Prime takes, Prime charges you for sending their paperwork and all that, and they work, boom boom. So that's fine. That works for me. Kiana says ATBS is pretty good for taxes. Do they automatically get your statements and take care of it like Abacus does, Kiana? How do you find cheap fuel? Well, Will, Prime spent millions of dollars on what we call it the Macro 27. You hit Macro 27, all you got to do is say, send it to my Qualcomm. You don't have to put any of the information in because they automatically, you used to have to put all the information in, but now they have it linked to the truck so it knows how much fuel you have. It calculates your last 4 weeks to average your fuel mileage, but you can tell it, hey, I'm running heavy, so give me less fuel, so it will give you fuel earlier. But you hit that button, it tabulates within a couple of seconds. It tabulates this, what did I just say? The last 4 weeks, your fuel average, It calculates how much time you have on your clock. It calculates what your delivery or pickup appointment is. It calculates where the tolls are, whether it's smarter to go around them or go through them. It calculates all kinds of stuff and gives you where to stop for fuel. Now, also on your app, you can open up what we call fuel and services, and you can look in your route what the fuel stops are. And a lot of guys go, oh, if I do that, I find cheaper fuel than the Mac 27. Rarely have I done that, and a lot of times it will be across state borders, which the macro also takes into account what the fuel taxes are in the states and so on and so forth. And how long are you going to be in the state, driving through it and everything. It does all kinds of calculations, and if you follow it, you save money. Do I follow it all the time? No, because it will do this. Hey, go up the road here and get 60 gallons so you can make it to this place and spend 5 cents a gallon less. Okay, at the end of a year, you could save thousands of dollars doing that. But me being me, always, if I do this many gallons, it's going to cost me an extra $5. So I just fill it up, Melissa. Let's go. But you should really follow that. If your company, you're going to follow it. They'll have your ass if you're not, because when your company, they'll work off half cents. Say you can't make it to your macro, something's wrong, and you have to call your fleet manager to get them to open up a new fuel stop. You'll see that guy, okay, this one's a penny, this one's a half cent. Okay, half cent, there we go. Okay, this place is a half cent cheaper, go here. So because they've got so many trucks. But me, just my one truck, I'll cheat a little bit. Also, a lot of times, I don't want to go the way, because that will also plan your route. Is it the best way to go? Almost every time it is. But here's the thing. You know what? It's wintertime. There's snow. Maybe I don't want to run down country roads and U.S. highways. I want to stay on the interstate. So, or I want pork chops in Amarillo. So I'm going to run down the 40 instead of the 400 or whatever, or the 10 or whatever. So I'll put my own, I'll put Amarillo Petro in, and it will recalculate and reroute me to that direction. So, I'll cheat sometimes and go out of route because, whatnot. And a lot of times let's see, it wants me to do 500 miles of U.S. highway. Well, for an extra 50 miles in an hour or 2 hours, I can stay on the interstate. Sometimes you'll notice you'll stay on the interstate, it will be more miles, but less time because you're not doing all that stop and go. And your Rand McNally figures truck speeds through these areas, so it will give you the differences in how much time it's going to take. The Mac 27 doesn't, but your Rand McNally will tell you, yeah, you're going to be 5 hours this way for 300 miles. You're going to be 6 hours this way for 350 miles, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. I should really make a Mac 27 video. Exactly, Wombats. That's why I say I forget. Abacus explained that, why we're pulling lumpers and putting them on there. They're not, and it might have to do, when you write a com check, you get charged $1. Now, before you say, why are we getting charged $1 when it's their freight, blah, 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 blah. Dude, you're paying $1 to get your truck unloaded. Just calm the hell down. So that could be why you're doing it, is to show and write off that $1. But it could be other reasons. I would highly recommend you talk to your tax person. If they're not having you show those lumpers, you should be, if you're working with another tax company. Abacus is a transportation trucking tax accountant, so they know all the ins and outs on trucking. And I highly recommend you use a trucking tax person. Don't use Uncle Joe or Aunt Sally or the neighbor, or, I got a guy. He'll hook you up. You don't want to get hooked up in taxes, man. I know a guy lost everything, and they were going to take anything and everything for the rest of his life. And it wasn't I want to say what he says. He didn't know his tax guy was doing this. He knew. He knew. I know he knew. But you know, he had a business for years and years, and they were taking as much as they could, and it was like, all right, you know what? We found that you guys are a little goofy here, and they audited them, and man, they got them forever and a day, or go to jail. And you remember, guys, if you cheat enough on your taxes, it no longer becomes, oh, you owe us this much money. It becomes, you criminally cheated on your taxes, you're doing jail time. So there's a point in taxes where you will go to jail. So you got to watch out on what you're doing. I mean, if they see you're just criminal about it, you know, you can end up, I'm not saying you're going to, but you can end up in jail. Kiana prefers to pay cash for a lumper. I would never pay cash for a lumper, because if for some reason you lost that receipt, you're not getting reimbursed. Why would you prefer to pay cash for a lumper? That makes absolutely, and I'm sorry, Kiana, but that makes absolutely no sense to pay cash for anything when you're running a business, ever. You can still write it off, but you've lost that paper trail. You know, in these companies, you can't just call them and say, hey, can you send me another receipt? They'll laugh at you. Go pound salt. We don't know who you are, and we ain't digging through our files. Yeah, paying cash for anything in a business is not a smart thing to do. You always want a paper trail. God forbid you lost your receipt, you've got a canceled check, or you got a statement, your pay statement where the comm data was charged on it. You can at least have this as a, I paid that. And even if you're trying to file for I'm sorry, guys, I'm used to looking over here at the camera. If you're trying to find, get a missing receipt, hey man, I paid you with this comm check at this time, on this day, blah, 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 blah. So at least you have something. You're not just going to go, yeah. She is pissed right now. She is pissed right now. I forgot I set the screaming meaning. She don't know how to turn it off. Yes, those get loud. How I put it near my ear. So yeah, man, stay away from trying to pay cash. It's a bad way to pay anything in a business. How much do you put away for home time, cent per mile, or percentage? It's the e-fund, man, the 5% for your gross. I use the e-fund if I need to take money out, pay a truck payment. See, when you first start, you're gonna want to build that e-fund up before you start playing home time. But we still got a video coming out on that. It's gonna be a hardcore lease video. I'm gonna give everything I know about lease. I'm gonna give everything Jeremy knows about lease, and he's a successful lease driver. I'm a successful lease driver, and we're gonna see if we can't make a decent video that's gonna answer all questions. And then we'll probably do a live on it together. But yeah, you want to wait for your e-fund to build up a little bit before you start taking home time, and that way you can pay your fixed costs and a little extra money to take home to mama before you start playing with home time. You do not go home if you're going to go in the hole. Never go home to go in the hole, ever. Ain't no reason. And there's a lot of times I go do home time, and if you play it right on pay periods, you don't need to mess with that e-fund. You just don't have a big check here and a big check here. You have decent, or you'll have really good, and it just made you squeak by week, but you didn't pull any e-fund out. I haven't used e-fund for home time in a while. The other thing, guys, is if you do your trucking deal right and your bills at home are stable and not too many, your home life isn't too expensive, you can get to the point, and get this, you can get to the point where you're not living week to week. I haven't lived week to week. When I owned a business, I didn't live week to week for the 18 years. Then I got into trucking. I got onto a week to week deal because I didn't know what I was doing in trucking. I was losing my rear end. Once I figured out how to truck, you know, and I didn't do YouTube for a long time because I needed to figure out how to truck first. Once I figured out how to truck, money started coming in. I no longer live week to week. I built up a very beautiful savings account, and you know, just bought a house. I don't know if, because I don't think, yeah, I just put a video that I did. Yeah, just bought a house. We're waiting to close escrow on it. God forbid nothing stops that escrow, because you know anything could happen within the next 30 days. Home time of 8 days. We didn't take 8 days off. We barely took 4 days off. And we got there the one day, had a nice dinner that night, looked for 8 houses the next day. That might be where you're getting 8 from.
I'm getting dressed and I'm going to get coffee, okay?
Okay.
Did you get coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Did you use my cup?
Yeah.
Oh, because I thought about that. I'm going to take it from you.
You ain't taking it from me.
No, I'll go get regular coffee, a big coffee.
You just have to, you just have to get your own cup.
Yeah, I'll get big
Told
cup.
you guys shouldn't kick my ass for taking her cup. What was I talking about? Oh, first day we got there, got the hotel, rental car, everything. Next day we went and looked at 8 houses. Next day I was deathly ill. Day after that I was deathly ill. We stayed, because we were going to leave this day, but we stayed a total of 4 days and left out during the day on the 5th day so she could drive. But by that day I was doing a lot better and I was able to function again. So yeah, my home time sucked, which made hers suck because she had to take care of me, or at least she wanted to take care of me, you know. How much is too much for a phone bill? Well, I think if you're paying more than $50 a month, it's too much for a phone bill. If you're on a really strict budget or don't have the credit for phone or whatnot, Prime does have a phone company there by the mailroom. I think it's $10 a week they charge you, so it's like $40 a month, unless you have 5 weeks in a month. Everything you get charged, everything weekly. The only thing you get charged monthly is if your company, this is free, but if your lease and you use the Qualcomm GPS camera, damn, I gotta turn the phone over. If you use the Qualcomm GPS, you will be charged $10.60 a month. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh my God, that's expensive." Yeah, it kind of is. You know, $120 some a year. Yeah. But I think it's well worth it because between the 2 GPSs, we run solid, comfortably, don't have to worry about dying. The Qualcomm GPS will generally take you right dead nuts to the entrance of the truck entrance, where Rand McNally always wants to take you to the car entrance. Not usually, I guess. Sometimes they give you the actual address of the entrance and so on and so forth, to where on your things, it's a thing. But I like having that backup. I would rather not buy 2 different GPSs. The Qualcomm gets programmed when you get your load. They'll send it right there. You just hit one button and it's there. You don't have to put any addresses in. It has your fuel plan in there, because that's another thing. You asked about fueling. When they dispatch you on a load now, and this is new, they actually put in your fuel plan. You don't have to do a macro 27. But if you're going far and it's going to be a multi-day run, I suggest doing a and you're going to get fuel, twice or something during that. I recommend doing a macro every day after midnight, because that's when fuel prices change, and it might change your fuel route because prices have changed. Whoops, I do on this side. But yeah, I would say if you're paying more than $50 a month, man, you're that's just too much. I pay for 4 lines. Right now I'm paying, because I got 2 $58 a month phones, these stupid garbage S20s. I do not recommend them. Oh, I mean, you guys can see how my camera keeps focusing in and out, right? That is an inherent problem with the S20. They've discontinued the S20, so they ain't even gonna fix that problem. Yeah, garbage phone. What was I saying? Oh, so I pay like $220 a month for 4 lines. Once my phone's paid off, I'll be paying, take $60 off, or $114 off of that, I think it's going to be. And so I'll be paying just over $100 a month. Now, I got 2 lines for free. That's why, although every month I got to argue with them about the 1 line because they're trying to take it from me. But every time they try, but it says, and they're like, yeah, it does say. So each month they come up with a new thing to try to take it, and I always prove them, well, here's the thing you guys sent me for it. It does not say that. And they're like, okay. And so they keep crediting me every month, and every month they keep saying they're going to change it so it's permanent, and I don't have to call them. This last month I noticed they credited me right off the bat, but the guy I spoke to, he called me and he said, yeah, they declined the request to make it permanent because you can't have 2 free lines on an account. He goes, but I'm going to the higher ups and so on and so forth. And then I keep telling them, because they know, they look at the thing they sent me and it doesn't say, it says if you have this, and this, you're eligible. And every one of the people, they can't find where it says you can't have this, because normally it will say not valid with any other offer. It does not say that. And when I originally asked them about that, because they sent it in the mail about it, the guy spent about a half hour looking to see if yeah, you can get it, man. So, but if I have to pay for that extra line, it's going to bring my bill up to $248 a month, which I won't go down without a fight. It'll bring my bill up to $248 a month, and then also once I pay my phones off, that will bring it up to like $150 a month or something like that. So I'm doing good on my cost of my phone bill. I don't know what all the laughing is, but whatever. Yeah. You guys could sit and tease me about being behind all you want, but I mean, if you don't want me to answer questions, don't ask them. I mean, I don't understand. If you want a question answered, I got to answer it. Was exposed to it in Singapore in 2004. Was exposed again recently, and PCR tested negative. Exposed to it. Got a bear at the rest area, and I'm on the ramp waiting for a load. Okay. Right on, don't let the dog out. Yes, yes, Kenworth, it is. And he says rapid test is crap. Ronald, I don't have it. What are you talking about? You know something I don't know? Oh, I was assuming an actual bear. Lucas, maybe she's talking about a cop. Use English when you're talking to me.
They were talking.
How the hell would a cop not know that they're referring to and say, watch out, you got a bear in the middle of the highway? You don't think the cops are going to figure that out?
Well, now everybody knows. It's the 70s.
So what are you saying? In the 70s they were dumb? She just said I'm in the 70s.
I'm half asleep. Why don't you read up on your history of CB and then
look up the history of CB? Didn't we already did that where we looked up all those things, and yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, 70s lingo, man.
Yeah. All right, I gotta fix this. This is just too much for me. I hope this flips over. Did this flip over okay, I hope? I won't know for 20 minutes because...
Hey, tell me my thing with the debit card.
That would have sucked. That would have sucked.
Yeah, but...
I even put pants on for you guys on this one. The APU does come in as part of the truck payment. Everything is all there as on the truck payment. You pay it all. It's considered your fixed cost. They take it out of your check. You don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. Oh, NVM. It's On Key Highway Patrol. Western Express suggests using them, but they do not send our info automatically. You are responsible for sending all the express expenses along with some other things. Okay, so between the two companies, I would say the one that does everything automatically sounds like the better deal. Good morning, Joe. How you doing? How you doing? Big Houston, what's happening? Johnny B, what's up? Hey, David, I'm currently on my third load lease with Prime, probably truck lease with Prime. Thanks for all of the great advice. Okay, so you're on your third load with your lease. Hey, man, no problem, Johnny. I'm glad to help, man. Glad to help. If you have any questions you need help with, just best thing to do, man, is, God, I don't know. Getting hold of me sometimes is hard. I just don't forget the email, man. I just don't check that email. Is Instagram Messenger. I eventually get to those messages. It's at David H6571. You know, and I can hook you up with some answers if you need. Honestly, the country and U.S. roads I've gone down this winter have been way better maintained than the interstate. That says, David, stop with the fake news. We all know you only eat tacos. Quit playing. Gosh, man, I almost wanted to move to Auburndale just to be close to that taco shop. I'm a taco connoisseur. Where do I move? Texas, where they have the crappiest tacos I've ever eaten in my life off of taco trucks and truck stop tacos. Now, from what I understand by my realtor, that the Mexican restaurants out there are pretty good, so I'll have to try actual restaurants. We went to this Italian joint out there, it was really good, and I would have never looked twice at this Italian joint because it's in a strip mall. To me, if it's not a lone building and it says Mamma Mia or something like that on it, I'm not even gonna look at it. But homie wanted Italian, and we looked up reviews, had great reviews, and I left a great review because it was tasty. I took a picture of their food and put it on my review thing. The next day, or the 2 days after, I got a message, your picture's been looked at 450 times. Yeah, Kiana's crazy. She only pays with cash. You're crazy, Kiana, but that's fine. I don't know why you don't write. Why wouldn't you write a com check? I'm assuming because your company probably doesn't use them because it's Western Express. It probably ain't got the damn money to, I mean, I ain't gonna talk crap about Western Express. I use Dennis Bridges for my taxes. Yeah, I fell into that trap. If not saving for my taxes for a few months, it's so easy to fall into that big paycheck loophole. Yeah, that's a bad thing, dude. That can put you out of business. That can bankrupt you. That can cause you all kinds of problems, because at the end of the year, you can end up owing $30,000, and then they're going to go, where's our money? And now what? Now you got to pay monthly plus take your taxes out. You can really end up in trouble, man, not paying taxes. You got to watch that. How much do they charge for LLC? Well, I had a buddy go over to Prime, or you know, he's been at Prime forever, but he changed from this to an LLC, and they couldn't do his LLC because he didn't live in Missouri, he said. So they charged, I can't remember what they charged me. I want to say it was like $250 or something like that. But he had to go to a third-party company and get it done. If they won't do it, all you got to do is Google LLC, and you'll find someone to do it. I don't know if Jeremy's still here. He can throw down what he paid. He's out of Montana. When his meanie went off, I started panicking, looking for mine. I hate waking up to that horrible sound, but I never oversleep with it to wake me late for appointments. Yeah, mine never goes off. I always set it for like 15-20 minutes after my alarm's supposed to go off. What that's for if my phone failed in the middle of the night, went dead or something. That's never happened to me. I just lost my connection for a second. That's never happened to me. How much do they? I got that. I'm not worried about losing a receipt. 1 and 2, I'm responsible for sending my receipts to my tax business out public, but okay, back to the line. I'm as we speak. Well, that's not good, lineup. I'm sure you got e-fund though. You're gonna take care of it with. Most times we go by the fuel route to get the biggest discount, but sometimes we find our own due to us changing the route. Yeah, exactly. Too. Okay, cool. What's up, Jenna? I feel like we need to see more Melissa on here. Yeah, we probably will now that we got a house and she can come out of her rut. We'll probably see her more. She's just been, busy, tired, sleeping. Seems like Lisa's a no-brainer. What's wrong with me, by the way? That's just messed up. Screaming Minis are great for co-drivers who won't wake up. There you go. Seems like Lisa's a no-brainer. Probably makes it easy for lease drivers. It is. They do. They make it. They set you up. They set you up to be successful. Unfortunately, a lot of guys fail at it because they don't. They decide, and I'm telling you, you're not going to pay your taxes at the end of the year. You're just not going to do it. You're going to keep dipping into that money, and you're going to end up owing taxes at the end of the year. Don't do that. Don't go home every 3 weeks. But what I was going to say is, Joe, what Joe's talking about, he used to co-drive, and he'd just at 5, chuck it on the back bunk, and just go inside and get his coffee or do whatever he's doing, shower, and that would wake up his co-driver. That's kind of cold, man. It's kind of cold, Joe. I wish you could zoom. Regen time. That's one of the problems with not having an APU. Your truck will sit regen over and over and over again, and you know how much fuel you're burning when it's doing that. Whatever it's doing. Saying, by the way, congratulations on the engagement. I guess they need more Jenna time. Thanks, Swade. Thanks. She says congrats on the house. Wait, you're paying $240 a month, but you said earlier $50 a month is about the highest you'll go. Yeah, but that's for one person, and that's just for the plan. That doesn't include your phone. Doesn't include 4 lines or 2 lines in my case. So that's why I said, Kiana, listen carefully. If you take my phones out of the thing, it's going to be, let's see, I wish I had a calculator. Here we go. Let me do this so I give you correct information. If you guys don't know, your Rant McNally has a calculator, calendar, and all kinds of good stuff on it. So let's go like this. I pay $218 a month. Take away 58. Take away 58. For 4 lines, I'm going to pay $102. But I'm getting the 2 lines for free. So basically, 2 lines I'm paying $50 a month per line. You understand? There you go. That's taxes. That's everything. That's out the door. So there you go. What's up, Mr. Lenny? How you doing? Lot lizard tacos. Ugh. Wait a minute, why did I even read that? That's just disgusting. We all know you're a Taco King for Hoja. Good morning, Timothy. How about health insurance? Okay, if you're a company driver, you can get company insurance. It's really damn cheap for the first year, and after your first year, it really drops really cheap, which means you get a big raise at the end of the year is what it accounts for, because people don't realize when a company's backing you on health insurance, you got to figure that as part of your pay. You know, a lot of guys, employees, like in the appliance business, they don't realize if you're paying this, and this, that's all part of your play. You want to make, you want to make the boss's money, you're going to have to pay this, and this yourself. That's why lease is not for everybody. You have to get your own health insurance, so you can get it from a third party. They do have an in-house guy that hooks you up. They have a couple different things for health insurance. I can't remember. It wasn't for me because I'm too old for that. I can't remember if it either was for the stuff they had was for minor things or for major things, but they didn't just have general health insurance. So I was using a third party, but now that Melissa's teaming, she's got company health insurance, and we're scoring on that. I'm not going to answer that, Ron. I'm not even going to say it because I'm afraid that's got some kind of dirty thing. What's up, Estio? How you doing? You want me to help with that?
Flip back up. Thanks.
You want coffee? You want to call and see if the load's ready?
Yeah. Can I have a couple sips of my coffee?
No, you need to call and see if the load's ready, because we're getting to the drop dead time, and they said they were going to have it ready, so we need to know.
All right.
Then you can drink your coffee. I don't want to be. I just can't do it on my phone. And if you want, I can do it on your phone. Yeah, we got to be on top of it now. Matter of fact, after you have some coffee, we'll go ahead and drive over there.
Yeah. All right.
I heard of Prime keeping an e-fund or something like that. Yeah, well, they do the e-fund. You can tell them how much you want to do in the e-fund, how little. Oh, you mean keep? No, well, don't listen to Kiana, okay? She's a special victims unit. The things Kiana's been throwing out lately are just crazy. Everything she said so far is just no. No. I know, Kiana, you're going to get mad, but yeah, everything you've said is not good. They will not keep your e-fund when you leave. If you wreck their truck, they will keep your e-fund because, one, you have a truck payment due, you have your deductible due. This is what, Kiana, I'm going to be hard with you, Kiana, because you're talking crap now. You're giving bad information. You know how I don't like bad information. Yes, they keep your e-fund. That's because you crashed your truck and then, got fired. So they kept your e-fund, which was probably not that much because you just paid something out of it, for the deductible on your tractor, the deductible on your trailer, the deductible on the load.
Where's that phone number, babe?
I don't know if they got the load, because I don't think you wrecked the load, but you damaged the tractor and trailer. Oh man, where is that paper?
Oh, you just had it.
Yeah, it was right. Oh, here it is. So yeah, don't be talking smack like that, because that ain't true. They kept Bag's e-fund because, again, he was in the hole because he was off for 2 weeks. So they'll keep your e-fund if you owe them money. Okay, if you owe them money, they're going to keep your.
I was just calling to check to see if my
they'll
load is
keep
ready.
What you owe them. If you have more e-fund than you owe them, they're going to give it back to you. So yeah, let's not be ridiculous.
10880.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. So I won't set one up then. I'll just put in a checking account probably. They pay you interest on your refund. And again, Will, don't listen to Kiana. I'm going to just say, don't listen to Kiana. She's absolutely giving you fake news. She's not explaining why they kept her refund. And Kiana, just curious, how much did they keep? How much was in your refund? And how much did you owe them? And you owed them for the school too. So, you know, I'm not trying to bring your
okay, all right,
business
great.
out.
I'll call back in about 45 minutes or so. Thanks.
I'm not trying to give your business
Bye.
out there, but you don't give people wrong information. You know? The truck needs a regen. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, I was running my truck because I got cold and batteries went low because you don't have an APU. So you're probably going to tell everybody next that where you're working at now is like the best company in the world, because I don't know why you're coming up with all this nonsense today. You're in a mood or something. Swade says, we can honestly speak from experience. KLM is a real walk-away lease, and they never kept a penny of our money. Of course, we gave notice and turned the truck in clean and just like we got it. Exactly, and that's exactly what Prime's going to do. But you get people who just drop the truck off trashed, or it gets towed in trashed, and then wonder why they didn't get their $50 refund back. And they owe for schooling, they owe for all kinds of crap. You know, it's... Will says he pays, that's not bad, $60 a month's not bad.
Hi, I'm calling. I left a message yesterday, and I'm supposed to call you guys so you guys can do a survey on a house that we're purchasing.
What cell phone are we talking about? That's the S20 Samsung.
Yeah, I think it's Abstract. Yeah, in Livingston.
Sway
that's
pays
it. The one on
156. She
Washington.
paid for phones, highway robbery, Verizon. Yeah, Verizon's the most expensive.
Okay, now is this something that is online I can do? Because I'm a truck driver and we're running around all the time, so I don't... Okay, that's fine. Let me give you the email. It's first name Melissa.
David, I'll be at Prime probably.
I'm
sorry, guys, I'm trying not to be loud with her.
Melissa, last name Haggai, H-A-G-G-A-I.
Blah, blah, blah. David, I'll be at Prime probably end of February earlier.
Yeah, Melissa Haggai, 263
blah, 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 blah,
at gmail.com.
Oh, she just keeps saying it over and over again. Should have went outside by that. David, I'll be probably early February, March, so I'll ask for your DC then. DC driver code. Oh, driver code. Yeah, right on, man. I appreciate
so it's online? Because like I said, I don't have access to copy machines or anything.
Let's see, Canwa.
Okay, that's fine. I'll figure out. Yeah, that's good.
All of this was taken out before my e-fund was touched, so my e-fund was still due. No, I'm not going to give your business out, but I know for a fact it wasn't. I know for a fact it wasn't. Because remember we talked on the phone?
Oh, okay. You had.
Have you paid the schooling yet? The $4,900 or whatever it is for the schooling?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I need. All right, thank you. All right.
No, you're not telling the truth, Kiana. Just leave it alone. You know you're not telling the truth. I'm going to block you in a minute, man. Well, not block you, I'm going to mute you. You're not telling the truth. You owed them for your school. You owed the deductible on the truck. You owed the deductible on the trailer. I don't know if you owed the deductible. You probably owed for towing. You owed for, they're just cleaning the truck out. I mean, I don't want to throw your business out there, but you're just outright not true. You're going to tell me you had $7,000 in e-fund. I know for a fact you didn't, because you just ordered that new truck and you took your e-fund money and used it as for the down payment or the deposit on the new truck for the extras you got. Dang, girl, I don't know why you're trying to not remember what the hell happened. Oh, so full of shit. Okay, whatever. Done talking about it with you, Kiana. You wrecked Prime's truck that you were leasing. Why shouldn't they keep your e-fund and regroup damages? E-funds are a great way to hide money from yourself. Yep. David, I like you and all, but I don't think you know what you're talking about. Okay, Kiana. To make it simple, don't start an e-fund, put money in a savings account. Okay, there you go. You can do that. Here's the thing, guys. If you don't have an e-fund and you go home and you get behind on that truck payment, you cannot write Prime a check for your truck payment. So you're going to go in the hole. So I highly suggest you keep enough money in your e-fund to go home with, to pay your truck payments. I'll get in that in another video, because all this talk just gets lost in these lives. No one really comes back and watches them. Yes, I have an LLC, David H Logistics, man. It's going to be on the side of the truck here soon. If you don't owe anything, they will write you a check, because when I left Prime, I got my check a couple weeks later after I left. I forgot to take it out when I left. There you go. There you go. KLM does 11 cents mile for e-fund. 10,000 is mandatory. Okay. Will says David is fed up. Well, you guys know how I don't like false information. I don't like people to come onto YouTube and go watch something and go, oh damn. Usually it's about how much money they're going to make, because guys will give you how much they make gross, and that's a gross thing to do. Unless you explain 100% what this is, you can change people's lives for the worse, because you make them think this is going to happen when that's going to happen. If Prime kept that money, number one, it'd be illegal, okay? If they did, why don't you sue them for millions? Because you can't just keep somebody's money for no reason. I don't know why she's doing that, you know, when I know what the facts are. I don't know if she remembers telling me all about it, but I know what the facts are. No, they cannot take a truck. They can only take your truck payment out of an e-fund. It's just the way they're. You got to remember, guys, they deal with thousands of people, so for them to do it any which way would be a whole different part of Prime they would have to have. So they do it a specific way. So you're going to want to keep at least a couple truck payments in your e-fund. Early on, I was worried about the e-fund, and I would I'd only keep a truck payment or two in it, and ran that way. But then it was like, hey, you know what? This is like a hidden savings account. I'm going to buy a truck. Let me just let it build up. And two, I got some home time and stuff. Oh my God, it's going to get hot in here now. Oh, you turned it.
It was only the fan. I turned it.
Oh, okay.
It was hot.
Let me go ahead and let it build up, and that way I have more down payment. Okay, Ben says I just went in a hole, and to get back out, it's all a wash anyways. See, the thing I don't like about going into the hole without using e-fund is now all of a sudden you're getting a negative paycheck, or let's just say you don't get a paycheck. That mentally messes with your mind. And now, your next paycheck, or you went in the hole like he did. Let's say you went in the hole $600. Well, now your next paycheck is going to be $600 shy to pay for the hole. So I don't ever recommend going in the hole. It's just a mental issue, I think, for people, and that's one way for them to say, no, forget it, I'm quitting. Fixed cost for me every week is, without doing the actual numbers, I'm going to say I think it's roughly like $12.50. Anyways, guys, been on here an hour 20 minutes. Kiana done fired me up. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna smack her around in text here for a minute and go get my load. Like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell.
And I forgot to tell you, damn it, at the beginning of the video, I forgot to tell you, David H., Melissa H., husband and wife trucking across America on Facebook. You get some, you get stuff that you don't get on YouTube, I throw things up there all the time that never make it to YouTube. Talk to you guys later, man. Be good.